Teresa Brown-Parris is the president of St. Kitts and Nevis Tri State Association and founder of the Caribbean community in MontCo, Philadelphia. Today, she's joining us with Marie-Monique Marthol, the niece of one of our very own centenarians, Miss Bernice Sebastian. Good morning, ladies, and welcome to Good Morning SKN. I love the brightness. So first off, we'd like to congratulate Miss Bernice Sebastian. She will be celebrating her 109th birthday on the 21st of September. So congratulations, Miss Sebastian. You're welcome. So Teresa, how did you come to know Miss Sebastian?
Book. I am friends with one of her niece, Sebastian, and a couple of years ago, when we were in the formative stages of the association, I saw a post of her celebrating her birthday. So I reached out to her, and I was quite amazed to learn that she actually lived here in Philadelphia, which is where we are. So the contact was made, and we've been friends with her ever since.
Lovely, lovely.
I was remarking that Miss Sebastian doesn't look a day over 75, that she's going to be 109. That is entirely amazing and a blessing that, I'm marveled by, to be honest with you. So, Marie, this question is for you, because we understand that your aunt, Miss Sebastian, was an integral part of the development of what was once the Dip Bay Infant School. What can you tell us about
that? As I understand, when she initially went to the school as a teacher and then and became headmistress, she was able to grow it. I understand that they had maybe 3 grades or 3 standards, and she was able to expand it.
The standard 7, from what I understand,
yes.
Which is remarkable.
Yes, exactly. Yes.
So Monique, what other areas, are you familiar with any other areas she would have contributed to in the educational system in the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis?
Yes, there were a few other schools, boys' school, Auntie Byrne. They want to know the other schools that you taught at. Other schools that you taught at.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Other schools?
Yes, besides Dip Bay Infant School.
Besides Dip Bay?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. I taught at the girls' school, Bastia Girls' School, for some time.
Uh-huh.
And then they sent me from there to Dip Bay.
Uh-huh.
To Dip Bay as the head teacher of the school. Yeah, I had many years there, and the children had to behave and all the rest of it like that. And they had, besides being that, they had to learn their lessons well. That's what I was really very interested in, for the children to learn their lessons and behave themselves.
Thank you so much for your contribution. And I imagine with you as the head, they had to learn. Teresa, let's talk about you and what you're doing now. More specifically, we see that you are the president of the St. Kitts and Nevis Tri-State Association. Can you tell us what the mission of this group is?
Sure. In 2019, we came together under the direction of Kyla Herbert. Her dad was from St. Kitts, and prior to him passing, he formed the South Jersey Festival. So Kyla approached us to have a flag raising ceremony here in Philadelphia, as Philadelphia being the city of brotherly love and a very open community for immigrants. They host a flag raising ceremony for all the nations that are residents of the Philadelphia area. So we were fortunate to be able to be considered to host our flag raising ceremony. And we first did that in this September of 2019. And we've been having it annually since then. So the mission of our organization is to foster and keep the culture of the residents of not residents, but nationals of St. Kitts and Nevis together, those of us who live and work in the tri-state area, that being Pennsylvania, New Jersey, and Delaware.
Lovely. So I see you're sporting your national color for today and your scarf that you were showing me at the beginning of the show. I love the patriotism. I love it. So what are some of the projects that your association does, Teresa?
Oh, sure, absolutely. Back in COVID, when COVID was very strong here in the area, I was able to foster a relationship with a church that has a very strong immigrant community here in the Delaware County. So we're able to have vaccination clinics where we weren't required to provide IDs, just as long as they're able to come and come in and take the vaccine. So we were able to do that. We offered first and second dose and also the third dose. Another thing that we work on also is that we also, when St. Vincent had the earthquake, we were able to do fundraising for them. We were able to send a container of supplies to St. Vincent. During the onset of the pandemic, when some of our students were stranded, we were able to host 2 students in the New York area to provide for them until they were able to gain access into St. Kitts. As you know, the borders were closed. And this year, we just started an organization called Caribbean Gives, which supports families in the Philadelphia metropolitan area, where we give them financial support if they need that for emergency residents. And last month, we were able to make our first giving to 3 families, one from Guyana, one from St. Vincent, and one from Jamaica. So that's part of what I'm very active in doing that here in our community.
I would say very active indeed. When I listen to you list all of the things that you've done, it's no easy feat, but it is definitely for a good cause. I especially like the fact, Teresa, that you spoke to Caribbean Gives, because it's not just, specific to nationals of St. Kitts and Nevis, but you're finding a way to enable people who are of Caribbean descent to maintain their connection and to know that they can truly rely on other people of Caribbean descent. What is that like for you? What has that experience been like?
It's a feeling of being able to be there for us, so that when we in St. Kitts and Nevis need help, we have a foundation of a community that's there to support us. We don't always have to be from the island of where we're from, but over here we are a community of nationals in the diaspora. So we are there to support each and all of us.
Very good indeed. I'm telling you, I'm in awe.
Yeah.
All right.
Go ahead. So I was going to ask, in what ways do you contribute to these families? Per se, food packages, housing? What are some of the ways?
Right now, we give food packages and financial assistance. But we're able to give financial assistance because we have the backing and support of others who make their financial contributions and gifts to the organization.
So are there galas and other fundraisers that this association partakes in to garner the funds that is needed?
More like the funds that we have done so far, we have done the fundraising of, we've had food sales and mostly from our members' financial gifts.
You've had food sales, you say?
Yes. When we first started, we had one of our members who actually loves to cook. So she will cook at her home, and we'll go there and support it, and the funds come back to the organization.
Okay, you mentioned food, and you have me hooked now because we're talking about food sales, and I want to know whether I want to know whether Caribbean dishes, Kittitian and Nevisian dishes actually make it to the sales.
Of course.
Of course. Come on, talk to me. Let's go. Black pudding, anything like that?
Of course, black pudding is number 1. And don't forget goat water.
Oh, yeah. Nice.
Oh yeah.
Goatwater and Sorrow. Those three are my favorites.
Okay, there you go. This Sebastian and Marie, more specifically, the name Sebastian rings a familiar bell here in St. Kitts and Nevis. And so I do have to mention, I feel honored to mention this, that Bernice Sebastian is actually the older sister of our former Governor General, now
Yes.
deceased. It is a blessing to have
Yes.
her here for so long.
Yes.
108. And
Thank
she's
you.
celebrating 109 very soon, is she
Yes.
not?
Yes, on the September 21st.
Okay, so what are the plans for her for that day?
Oh, well, the St. Kitts Nevis Tri-State Association has plans for a great community celebration right here at the house. And yes. And so some local dignitaries will be present, form of entertainment, a chorus. Teresa can certainly tell you in greater detail what she has planned. But we just want to honor Auntie Byrne on the Sunday before her birthday, the 18th.
That's so sweet.
Yeah, well,
Yes.
we thank you for your time. We appreciate you showing up today, and
Yes.
obviously we want to give Auntie Byrne, as you refer to her, some opportunity to rest. So thank you for joining us for today. We'll continue with Teresa at this time.
Yes,
Thank
thank
you,
you.
Martha.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you,
Oh, you're
Maria,
very
Miss
welcome,
Byrne.
Maria.
See you guys
Thank
later.
you.
Great. All right, so Teresa, in that vein, what can you tell us about those plans, obviously?
Sure, absolutely. So on Sunday, we're having a community block party for Miss Bernice, actually, sorry. We're having her local elected officials and her state senator. We'll be getting a citation for her, and we're going to, of course, have a choral singing of her favorite songs. And of course, our national anthem will, of course, be performed. That's going to be Sunday at noon at her home. Then at 3 o'clock, we're having a church service to celebrate our independence in celebration. And then on Monday, we're having our flag raising ceremony. That's going to be held at City Hall, downtown Philadelphia. You guys should be here for that.
Wow, if only.
We should go. We should go.
If only. I know they're going to record the whole thing, I'm sure.
Yes.
It's going to be epic. Speaking of that, in terms of connecting with you and your organization, we really didn't ask you about contact information or anything like that. How do people get in touch with you?
Sure. Our email address is sktsa3@gmail.com, or they can reach out to me at the phone number 610-825-3300 or skntsa.org.
So Teresa, my question to you: when last were you in Nevis?
I was in Nevis in 2019
Okay,
on
so
a very
Corona.
unpleasant situation. I lost my nephew. So I came home for the funeral service.
Our
Oh,
sympathies.
we are so sorry about that.
Thank you.
We're so sorry. But that you continue to do so much good work for people. Listen, I appreciate your spirit so much, and you have no idea. What I want to talk to you now about is perhaps some of the challenges that you encounter in doing this work. Obviously, funding might be one of them, but what other challenges do you have, and how can perhaps the wider public assist you in meeting your goals?
Well, one of the challenges that we have right now is since there's a change of government, we don't have, for our flag raising ceremony, we don't have an ambassador to join us on at the event. So we'll be on our own here for that day. Hopefully, if the Prime Minister comes up for the UN visit, we can see him then. But yeah.
Oh, well, I hope you get an ambassador soon to fill the void
Yes.
that you may have now.
Yes.
We could probably be in a position to loan you one, but we'll talk about that later.
Sure, I'll entertain that.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So how do you maintain your connection to Nevis and St. Kitts?
Well, I have a very strong network of fellow Nevisians and Kittitians here in my area. I have a strong presence on Facebook. Lots of friends. Some of my friends that I network are like Corinthe, Avril Francis out of New York, Melvina out of Texas, and a wider variety of friends. And also there on the ground in St. Kitts when I need to have anything done, like I'm trying to get something done for Miss Sebastian. I have my friend Crispin Boone. He's one of my foot soldiers there on St. Kitts.
One of your foot soldiers. This sounds like a really big operation, you know.
Yes.
Well, yeah.
So what are your plans? What are you going to be working on next? Do you see the organization growing in any way? Do you want to go into different areas, perhaps? What can you tell us about those plans?
Oh, absolutely. The organization can only get stronger so that we can have more of a force here in Philadelphia to represent St. Kitts and Nevis and promote St. Kitts and Nevis. That's my ultimate goal. You know, we depend on tourism back home, so the more we're able to advocate for St. Kitts and Nevis, let folks know who we are and where we are and the benefits of being on St. Kitts and Nevis. That's my goal.